12 families, 13 children, 14 staff members, 4 days of fun at one wonderful resort, thousands of unforgettable memories. It's Bert's Big Adventure 2008. Live from the Renaissance Concourse Hotel on Q100.
It is 5:32 right now, and like Big Voice just said, we're at the Renaissance Concourse Hotel for Bert's Big Adventure 2008, the send-off. This trip, it's not a unique idea. This idea was started by a guy named Kid Craddock in Dallas, and I worked for him for 2 years, and he did a trip to Disney World that originally started with him in a van taking a couple of kids to SeaWorld. And when all of them got together, and I saw this at Disney, and I saw the bonding that was going on, and I saw the need for these families to hang out away from pressures and away from protocols and away from hospitals, and I saw the way that it really literally changed the personality of the kids, I thought, man, if I ever had the opportunity to host in a city on a morning show, that this is the first thing that I want to do. Well, years later, I got hired at Q100, and the first thing that my wife and I did when we got here was we started trying to create Bert's Big Adventure. Stacy worked so hard to get our nonprofit license. A lot of these families are at Eggleston or at Children's Healthcare weeks, and in some cases, months at a time. And, I mean, imagine what it's like living out of a hospital room for months at a time. And this is a lot of what these families have to go to.
Medicine, medical staff, nurses, technicians, doctors, surgeons, they're just kind of a part of your entourage, so to speak, because once you have this, you have a team of people that keep an eye on it at all times.
And you got to remember, for these families, they haven't entertained that thought in years, that they could actually just relax and have everybody else take over, because they've got to be in control every single day and every single minute of what's going on in their child's life. It's just impossible to have a routine for anybody in the family. And that's why we bring the entire family down to Walt Disney World. So what Bert's Big Adventure does is try to make it as stable as we can for them for 4 days, where we take care of everything. And when I say we, I'm talking again about the whole Bert Show community. We are at the Renaissance Concourse Hotel by the airport, and this is a really nice touch.
They are so great. They donate the rooms for the night before, so all the families came down here last night to spend the night, and they take care of the staff, and then they give us this humongous banquet room filled with balloons and all kinds of great stuff to welcome the families to Bert's Big Adventure.
Cooper Atlanta Transportation, they're big fans of the Bert Show, and they've been listening for years, and they supplied limousines for each and every family.
I am doing the door, Ashley.
Right. Wow, what a car.
What do you say? I know. We're off to this.
I talked to my family earlier. They got picked up in a big old limousine. They'd never even seen one before. So that set the tone for the rest of the weekend.
And in the each limo, we gave them DVD players. And on it, there was a Post-it note that said, "Play me." And when they hit play, I cut an individual DVD for every family saying, "Hey, welcome to Bert's Big Adventure." Hey, Ashley. Hey, Wagner family. Welcome to Bert's Big Adventure 2008. Now, this is a nice way to start the trip, right? Limo. This is like VIP. You're like a rock star right now. Cooper Atlanta gave you guys this limousine. The same limo is going to take you home when we get back from Bert's Big Adventure, but we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here. In a lot of these cases, the check is coming from one person up top, right? And Darcy works at Sam's Club, and she got all of the managers over at Sam's Club, and she collected like $1,000 from each place.
Doing a great job.
Yeah, she just beat the streets and raised like $15,000 for Bert's Big Adventure.
I mean, this trip is all about the kids and totally pampering them and spoiling them rotten, but it is about the parents too.
And anytime we can pamper the moms on this trip, we try to do that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Chili's doing for these families.
This is a clutch. This is the one that I am going to do for the families.
So when we get the pictures back from Bert's Big Adventure, the families can choose which one they want.
Right.
And they just upload it right to Chili, and it's done.
Count me in every year. I am with it.
Okay.
You know, it's really hard to comprehend when you find out that, you know, your child's got a brain tumor or cancer. You know, no parent is ever prepared to hear these words. And it's a long journey. I mean, it's a lot of bumps in the roads. You're up and you're down. It's almost like being on a roller coaster ride, you know. And, too, we don't know where we're getting off at, what's going to happen.
This year, this trip was not possible without Atlantic Southeast Airlines.
It is our pleasure, Bert, that we are just thrilled to be a part of this magic. And this is everyone's favorite charter, that it's not just ASA, Atlantic Southeast Airlines, but we have the aviation, Atlanta Aviation, that's helping with the parking space. Delta's been a big part of this. The Orlando Station, our Atlanta Tower group, that just a lot of people that love this charter and just feel special to be able to contribute.
There are other morning shows around the country that do this trip. We have been fortunate enough that we are the only ones that get a plane volunteer to us each and every year. And that says something very special about you guys at ASA.
Thank you. We have 4,500 employees that their heart is in this, and what does it take to make it possible?
Here we come. So much for
Leaving rainy Atlanta, going to sunny Florida.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who's ready to go? Let's go!
Welcome aboard the Berts plane to Orlando. Currently, we are number 1 for departure.
First takeoff, how'd it go?
I was scared. I
And once again, a very fine good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard your special charter to Orlando, Florida.
We never really said we were going to Disney World. We said we were flying. We don't actually land and go. We go to Florida, we fly over, and then we come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that big loud thud you just heard was the landing gear coming down, or the airplane's feet. We're getting ready to land here any minute now. Keep your eyes peeled out the window.
Those are some pretty white knuckles right there. Margarita is a flight attendant for Atlantic Southeast Airlines, and she was hired by Delta a couple of weeks ago. And Delta said, come on, let's go. You got to start flying for Delta. And she said, I am sorry, but I am booked on Bert's Big Adventure, and it's 2 weeks away, and I will not take the job until Bert's Big Adventure is over.
Cool. They do such a great job, too. They decorate the plane for us. It's all of us on there. We're like singing. Everybody's ringing the flight attendant bells. I mean, it's a completely different flight than you would normally have.
I do this because this is the most incredible bunch of kids that I have the opportunity to meet. And it kind of gives me the energy to keep going every day.
You come and see these families that have these huge, immense problems, and they just take it all in stride. And these kids, no matter what they go through, how much chemo, how much radiation they're going through, or whatever surgeries, they just always come out with a smile on their face. And it just makes my heart feel so good every year.
From the big stuff like the flight from ASA and the hotel down there, to the tiniest little minute details of snacks and drinks and all of that kind of stuff. It is completely 100% taken care of. They don't have to worry about spending money. They don't have to worry about going to the gift shop to get an extra stuffed animal because we take care of all of it. There is no burden on the family.